Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for today's Chelsea news. We've got three stories today. One about a player currently at the club, and this one gets me absolutely buzzing. We've got a talk about a NORDIC striker who Chelsea are now reportedly interested in. We can talk about what that could mean for other players. Are Chelsea actually going to go for this player? And then the other story is, of course, Declan Rice. January is over. Everybody knows that Chelsea were never going to sign Declan Rice in January. West Ham were never going to sell. Declan probably wouldn't want to move from West Ham in the middle of the season to a top four rival, considering he's been at West Ham a long time. He's got a lot of respect for the club, and he knows damn well that he might as well give it everything at West Ham between now and the end of the season, get as much money for the Hammers for himself as he can, and then hold out for what seems to be the dream move for Declan Rice in the summer. It's being reported, and I put Simon Phillips' tweet up on the screen for you guys to see. It's being reported that Declan Rice, his dream move, is to come back to Chelsea. Now, I know that I've said quite frequently in the recent videos that have been infrequent on GBFC that I don't like to keep talking about the same stories on GBFC, particularly during the transfer window in January, because every day we had like the concrete links to Dembele. We had rumours of Emerson being recalled. It was the same story all the flipping time. But then as soon as the transfer window is over and there's less desperation to talk about the immediate risky business or the small slim chance that Chelsea might just dip in for this guy or dip in for that guy because they can, now that the window is closed, I think any of the rumours we start to see certainly seem to feel, at least for me, a little bit more valid. And I think it's no surprise that Declan Rice would absolutely love to come back to Chelsea. Not only European champions, the beautiful story of Declan Rice being in the Chelsea Academy, his best friends with Mason Mount, he'd also absolutely love to stay in London. Manchester United are also very, very keen on going for Declan Rice. They will also probably be in the running for Rice in the summer. I think at this moment in time, West Ham, unless they finish top four, I absolutely see no way that they're going to end up being able to keep hold of Declan Rice this summer. I think, and I've made these bold statements before, and it often comes true. I got it wrong with Erling Haaland, but Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, pretty sure I was one of the first ones in the Chelsea internet sphere to actually say, you know what, these guys are going to sign, this is why. Declan Rice will join Chelsea. I believe Declan Rice will join Chelsea this summer. Unless West Ham finish fourth, then he won't sign this summer. I think he'll stay and do one more season in the Champions League at the Hammers, but I don't think they're going to finish top four. So I think he's coming to Chelsea. I could absolutely see Manchester City going in for him as well, but I do think that City this summer will certainly be prioritising the big money move to go for a striker. It's been a while since they had one. They signed Alvarez from River Plate, but he's one for the future. They need someone to immediately come in and replace all of those goals that Sergio Aguero scored for them. Couldn't do it in the Champions League final, could he? But that is what it is. I think Declan Rice is coming to Chelsea. We move into story number 2, and I do want to talk a little bit about the Club World Cup as it is this week. I said it before, and I'll say it again. This competition is the only one that Chelsea haven't won. It is the only one that we need to win before, when we sing we've won it all, it means we've actually won everything. It means we are European champions. We've even won the Europa League when we're not quite where we want to be, but we still managed to win that. The Club World Cup means Chelsea will become the best club in the world, officially, with a trophy to boot, with our name engraved on it. No one can question it, at least until someone else maybe wins the Champions League this year, but we might win that again too. Club World Cup is this week, and the biggest news, even though he's probably not going to play in the 2 potential matches that Chelsea can play, Reece James has travelled to Abu Dhabi, which I'm absolutely delighted about. And as much as we really want to go all out and win this Club World Cup, with Reece James' injury, and with how important we've seen that Chilwell and Reece James not being in the team just absolutely fundamentally changes Chelsea's quality in attack, Chelsea's fluidity in transition. These 2 players have been so key to what was successful about Chelsea's first 2/3 of the season. So Reece James being back, even though we want to go all out and win this Club World Cup, I'd be very surprised if Reece James features in either of these 2 games. He's obviously going to be with the squad training again, so that when we come back, we've got Premier League football. I think we've got Palace Then we've got the first leg of the Champions League against Lille. Chelsea have got such a busy month. Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final. We're competing this month. FA Cup, Club World Cup, Premier League, League Cup final, everything. We're going crazy this month, and I think Reece James returning to the team, as much as we are absolutely buzzing for it, we've got to be very careful that we don't rush him back too soon, that any little potential niggle that he might have from not being match fit doesn't reoccur, any kind of injury, and we can keep Reece James not wrapped up in cotton wool, because eventually we're going to have to use him. But I would absolutely not be starting him in any of these games. I don't think he will. I'm sure there's going to be news with press conferences and stuff coming out today, maybe tomorrow, about whether Reece James has even got an opportunity to feature. Strongly doubt that he will, but the fact he's training is great news for when we return in the Premier League against Crystal Palace in a couple of weeks' time. We move into the next story of the day, and it is regarding Chelsea and another link to another striker. This isn't a surprise for many reasons, and the striker that we're linked to is Real Sociedad Swedish striker Aleksander Isak. He's 24 years old. He's a very, very strong player, a very good goal scorer, very quick, and the reported fee is around £75 million. Now then, when I see 75 million and I think of Nordic country strikers, I do get myself a little bit worked up, because I think, well, we could put that same money in and we could try and get Erling Haaland, but then maybe Erling Haaland's going to look at Lukaku and be like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I can do this, you know? There seems to be this little history of Chelsea and strikers and it not working out. Lukaku's one of the top strikers in Europe. It didn't work, or it's not working. So I don't think that Erling Haaland's first choice at this point would be Chelsea Football Club. Aleksander Isak from Real Sociedad, great player, and I think that this says a lot about where people and journalists and football in general is seeing the future of Romelu Lukaku. I spoke about it in the 6 Things We Learned video earlier today. I think his body language, considering we thought he was going to come out all guns blazing, trying to make up, let's say rectify, for the mistake that was the interview, for the hurt that the Chelsea fans felt, the confusion that Thomas Tuchel would have felt that he decided to do this in the media, as opposed to having proper conversations with himself and the rest of the coaching staff or his teammates. Lukaku has done wrong. And at this point in time, he has lost the patience of myself, of a lot of other Chelsea fans too, who are just like, at this point, maybe we have to keep playing him so he scores a few goals, and then even if he ends the season well, we still try and sell him in the summer. That, at the moment, is where I sit. Even if Lukaku turns it on at this point, I'm beginning to struggle to see whether this is going to be a contract that he signed to actually fulfill, and whether that dream move to Chelsea is even the one for him, or even the one for us, looking for a permanent number 9. I'm not convinced at this moment. Lukaku's got to change a lot about his attitude, a lot about his body language, and when there are such great young strikers in Europe right now, Isak being one of them that Chelsea are linked with here, there's also the likes of Erling Haaland too. I would, if I was Chelsea right now, I would try and get as much as we can for Lukaku, which in the catch-22 of this situation means he's going to have to start more matches, which again could be why Thomas Tuchel's been reluctant to drop him despite the performances. Chelsea won't be looking to offload Havertz. Kai Havertz currently isn't playing. He's going to be disappointed. Lukaku keeps playing, but he's not playing well enough. So right now, not only are Chelsea struggling because Lukaku remains in the team and he's not delivering, but we're also struggling because as a result of maybe putting him in the team to just try and get clubs to be aware that this guy's still a top guy, and then we sell him in the summer to bring someone else in because it didn't work, everything is kind of going wrong at this point regarding this from Chelsea. As I said earlier in the video, I do believe that Declan Rice will be one of Chelsea's top targets in the summer alongside a Jules Koundé in defence. Spoken about him a lot too, but let's see as the season progresses. Will Lukaku be dropped? Will he complain again? Will he fix things? I don't know. If he doesn't, then Chelsea will certainly be linked again with more strikers in the summer. Maybe Aleksander Isak from Real Sociedad could be the man to come in, take over that mantle of what has been a very sorry period for Romelu Lukaku at Chelsea. But anyway, going to wrap up this video for you guys here. Just 3 stories today. If you didn't see the 6 things we learned from Chelsea 2, Plymouth 1 earlier on today, the link is in the description. Definitely go and check it out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video. It's Club World Cup week. See you guys there. Come on, you Blues.